Hi students, I'm very glad to welcome you all for this wonderful video session. So in this session you are going to learn Python list. Before going to enter into the topic, you must know what is list. So with the list you are going to learn tuples, sets and dictionary from the next classes itself. Okay, and Python programming language has four collections of data types such as list, tuple, set and dictionary. Among these four, a list in Python is known as sequence of data type like strings. It is an ordered collection of values enclosed within square brackets. See here, the values are enclosed within square brackets. Each value of a list is called element. Value. So each value is called in the list is as an element. It can be of any types. It may be numbers, characters, strings, whatever it is. It can be of any types. But the list is mutable. Mutable is nothing but we can change the elements of list. We can change the values or elements of list with index operator. Index operator is nothing but the square bracket is known as index operator. So now you are going to learn how to create a list for to know how to create a list. You have to install Python interpreter in your laptop or computer. Okay, so open this one is known as Python interpreter. After opening this one, we have to give a name for our list. So I'm going to give a name called the list is equal to next one within the square bracket 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. So yes, already you know what is the use of that 3 greater than symbol, and if the 3 greater than symbol is there, there is no error while creating the list. Okay, now I'm going to print the list. For printing the list, we have to give print statement. Within the bracket I have to give list. After giving that one, yes, my list numbers are there, and this is the way to create a list in Python. And next one, how many types of list we can create. Okay, we can create a list like this with the elements. We can create a list as empty. So now I'm going to print the empty list. Print list 1. Yes, nothing is there. This is the second type of list as empty. With the empty list you can insert elements with the help of extend or append, whatever it is. Some functions are there to add the elements into the list, into the empty list. So next one is we can give characters or strings also as elements in the list, and that is also possible. And we can create as nested list also. Nested is nothing but if a list contains another list inside it, that is what known as nested list. So see here, list 2 equal to here 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma and again I'm going to give 2 comma 5 comma 7. Okay, this is called nested list. So list 2 contains another list inside it, which means 2 5 comma 7, 2 comma 5 comma 7, and this is another list is contained within the list 2. See, there is no error. Again going to print this one list 2. Okay, so see here what I have given, what I have stored within the list 2, that could be printed on my screen. This is what known as nested list. And next one is accessing list elements. How to access the elements in a list. And whenever you create a list in Python programming language, it automatically assigns an index value for each element. With the help of the index value, you can access element in the list. There are two ways are there to access the elements in a list. One is positive index order, next one is negative index order. While going to access the elements with the help of positive index order, it will access elements from left to right. With the help of the negative, while going to uh, retrieve the elements of a list with the help of negative index order, it will retrieve the values from right to left, and it is also known as the negative index order is also known as reverse indexing. And while using negative index order, Python sets -1 as the index value for the last element in the list, and -2 is for the preceding element of the last one. Preceding is nothing but the left side element, that is what known as preceding element. Now we are going to access the list elements. So see here, I am going to print for accessing the elements, print list. So the first one is called as list. What I have created as first, that is my first list. So with that I am going to give 0th value, because always whenever whatever the programming language it is, the index value starts or begins with 0 itself. Okay, so I'm going to give, so see here, 1 is my value of the list, first list. This is what the result I can get. And while using reverse indexing, list -1, see here the last element. So Python sets -1 as the index value of the last element, and -2 for the preceding value of the last element in the list, which means -2 is for 4. This is the way to access the elements in a list. Okay, so next one is accessing all the elements. To access all the elements in a list, we have to use while condition. We have to use while condition. So already you know what is while, so no need to explain that term, because if I explain all the things, it may take much time, it may take long time to finish the video. And for that I'm going to create a new interpreter. So here I'm going to give list is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. So next one is I'm going to give I is equal to 0, which means it has to be start from 0th position itself. So next one is while I greater than I becomes less than 4. Here I have to give colon and print marks, I mean the list of. And next one, here I have to use I, because I has to be start from 0 itself, which means it represents the position of the list value, index value. So I have to close this one. And next one is, sorry, next one is to print the value one by one. I have to use an increment operator for I, because I has to be start from 0 itself, so it has to be increment by one. Okay, I is equal to I plus 1. So with this I have to save. After saving this one, list 1 dot py. Okay, so list 1 dot py is already there. Do you want to replace it asking me? So no, I'm going to give list 2 dot py, list 2 dot py. Yes, now I'm going to execute my program. To execute my program, press F5. Yes, 1 2 3 4 at retrieving the elements one by one. So next one is reverse indexing. So Python enables reverse or negative indexing for the list elements, which means it prints the values from right to left. Okay, for that different way we have to use. Here instead of 0 we have to use -1, because it has to be retrieve the values from right to left, which means 4, 3, 2, 1 respectively. And here I have to use greater than or equal to -4, because -1, 4 elements are there, -1, -2, -3, -4. These are the index values respectively. And here I have to give as -1. So control S, press F5. Yes, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is what reverse indexing. And next one is list length. So length, it is nothing but len. It is a Python function. Every programming language has length function. So length function, which is used to determine the length of the list, how many elements are there in a list, which is used to determine, and not a determine, which is used to retrieve the length of the list, how many elements are there. That is what the use of len function. So now I'm going to show an example for that also. So see here, list is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 5. So print, again I'm going to list, retrieve my list is 1 2 3 4 5. So and here I'm going to use length of here I'm going to determine length of my list. For that I have to use len function. So within the len function I have to give my list name list. So see here, yes, totally 5 elements are there. So the length function in Python used to find the length of a list, which means how many number of elements are there, how many number of elements are there in the list. And next one is accessing elements using for loop, accessing the elements using for loop. And now I'm going to create a new entitled Python interpreter. Here I'm going to give list is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5, and here I'm going to use for loop. For x is another variable, the x variable, so x in list. So the x variable is going to intrude into the list variable, and it will access, or it will retrieve the elements one by one inside it. So and next one I'm going to print with x, because x has to be x, the variable x inherit all the values in it from list itself. So next one I'm going to store, I'm going to save my program list3.py. okay. So next one I'm going to execute my program. For executing, to run my program, I have to press F5. Yes, 1 2 3 4 5. So next one is changing the elements. So already I explained you, list is mutable. List is mutable, which means we can replace the list elements uh, with the help of index operator, with the help of the index operator. And next one, for that one also I'm going to show an example. So see here, list is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. So here I'm going to print my list, print sorry print list. So see here, this is what my list of elements. And next one is I'm going to change my list elements. So instead of 3 I'm going to change as 7. So for that I have to use my list name, and which position it has. So 0th position is for 1, first position is for 2, and second position is for 3. So here I am going to give 7. Yes, there is no error. For your reference I am going to print my list. So see here, yes, 1 comma 2 comma 7 comma 4 comma 5, it is my current list elements, and my old list elements are 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. Now here I have changed as, here I have changed 3 as 7. So and it is a way to change a single element. To change more than one element, we have to use slicing operator, what we have used in string. Here we have to use list 0th element. If I want to start from first element itself to change, and what is the last element, and here I have to use at least greater than one element, at least greater than one index value of that particular changeable element. If I want to change my elements as 4, here I have to give 5. Okay, so next one is, here I have to give values to be changed. What are the values to be changed? Here I have to give, and 9 comma 8 comma 4 comma 6. So again I am going to print list. Yes, so this is what the changeable element from 0 to 5. Okay, so totally 4 elements are there, totally 5 elements are there. 5 minus 1 becomes 4. Okay, and next one is adding more elements into the list. Adding more elements into the list, there are many ways are there, many functions are there to adding the elements into a list. uh, Three important functions are there to adding the elements into a list. One is append, next one is extend, the third one is insert. Append function is used to add a single element, and extend function is used to add more than one elements into an existing list. Insert element, which is used to adding elements from a particular position itself. So in which position you want to add the elements into a list, for that you can use insert function. Okay, so next one I am going to give small examples for your reference. So list 1 is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 is already there. So next one is I'm going to print my list, print list, yes, sorry, print list 1. Okay, so I'm going to add some more elements into the list. So first of all I'm going to use append function, list dot append, append. Okay, here I have to give the element value, I mean the value of the element, what element I want to add into the list. Here I want to insert 6. Okay, yes, it inserted the value 6 is to be inserted into the list 1. So I'm going to print my list, print list 1, list 1. See, print list, sorry, yes, 9 comma 8 comma 4 comma 6 comma 6. The last 6 is added into the list with the help of the append function. So next one is extend. I'm going to use extend function to add more than one element into the list. So see here, extend, extend, sorry, list one dot extend, extend. In my list one, 5 elements are there. Here I wish to add more than, sorry, I wish to add 3 more elements, and 6 comma 7 comma 8. So yes, so sorry, for using the extend element I have to use square brackets within the normal bracket. So see here, extend, extend list one dot extend within the tuple, and this normal bracket is for tuple. Within that I have to use this symbol, I mean square bracket, 5 comma 6 comma 6 comma 7 comma 8. So nothing is there, no error. So print list 1. Yes, already I have given values for my list 1 as 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. Now with the help of the extend function I have inserted 3 more elements as 6 7 8. So these were the use of extend function. So next one is inserting. So insert element. When we can use the insert element, if you want to include an element at your desired position where you want to, already if you decided in which place you have to add the element into the list, at that time you can use insert function. So see here, for that you have to give the index position also, in which position I want to include the element. That particular index position has to be indicated in that function. Okay, so for that I'm going to give an example. So for that I have to use list 1 dot insert insert. So within the square bracket, first one, position index I have to insert, I have to indicate in this place, which means in which position I have to give the value, I have to insert the value. So now I would like to insert my value as 4th position, and 4 comma, I would like to give my name, I would like to give any character. So RK, yes, there is no error. Print list 1. So 4th index position means 5th element, because index value always starts with the 0 itself. So and my newly inserted value would be inserted as after 4, after 4. Okay. See here, yes, 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, RK 5 comma 6 comma 7 comma 8. This is what the usage of insert function. So next one is deleting a function. So we can delete the elements of a list in 2 ways. One is del statement, next one is remove statement. So what is the use of these two statements? Del statement is used to delete known elements, whereas remove function is used to delete elements of a list if its index is unknown. So del, which is used to delete element with the help with index value, del statement is used to delete the elements with the index value. Remove function is used to delete with the value, while going to use remove function to delete a value, within the remove function you have to give the value itself, but while going to use del statement you have to use the index position of the particular element. Now I'm going to use del, give a small break, list 1. Okay, here give 5. Okay, so there is no error. Now my character rk would be deleted from the list. Print list 1. Okay, see again, list and here we can see print list. Yes, see here, yes, 6 would be deleted from this list. See here, 6 would be deleted because I couldn't see it. 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Yes, and here I have given 5 as my index value. Because of that the sixth value was deleted by the index operator. So next one is remove function. So here to use the remove function, remove. So list dot remove remove, within the bracket I have to give the particular value which element I want to delete. So 5 I want to delete here, 5 I want to delete here, already 5 was deleted, so 8 I want to delete here. Okay, so there is so some error occurred in that list 1 dot remove, within the bracket what I give r or k, this one I want to delete. So yes, there is no error. Here again I have to print my list, print list1 list 1. Yes, rk has deleted from the list. This was the use of this one, which one, and remove function. So next two functions are there, one is clear, another one is pop. So these two functions are very helpful to clear the list, and pop function is also very helpful to delete the elements. So the function clear is used to delete all the elements in list. It deletes only the elements but not the space, but not the list. The clear function which is used to delete the elements only, but it retains the list. So here I am going to give list dot clear. Yes, there is no error. I am going to print my list list. Yes, see what I have inserted, the elements in list that has to be, that has deleted with the help of clear, but the list was retained by this function. So next one is pop. So what is the use of pop? Apart from remove function, pop function can also be used to delete an element using the given index value. Pop function deletes and returns the last elements of list if the index is not given. If you are not given the index value while using pop element, and it will delete and returns the last element of that particular list, because that is the use of pop function. If you have learned data structure concept, you can know, you come to know what is the use of a pop function. Okay, so for that also I will give an example. So see here, list 1 dot pop, pop, and yes 2, and list 1 2 is my second element, because within the bracket I have given position number 1. So position number, index position always starts with, begins with 0 itself. So the first element, the second element is 2. So now I'm going to give without indicating the index value. So list 1 dot pop, yes 8, returns the delete, I mean it deleted the last element and returns the last element. Here I am going to print my list 1. So see here, rk already deleted, 5 already deleted, 2 already deleted, and 8 also already deleted with the various functions. So next one is list and range function. Range is a function which is used to generate a series of values in Python. Using range function, you can create a list with a series of values. With the help of the range function, you can create a series of values in Python. The range function has 3 arguments. One is start value, another one is end value, and the third one is step value. So start value, beginning value of the series, from which value you have to start, you have to indicate here. 0 is a default beginning value. If you have given the desired value, it could be start from that desired value itself. If you not given anything as your starting value, it could be start from 0 itself. Next one is end value, upper limit of series. Python takes the ending value as upper limit minus 1. If you have given 5, and it will take 5 minus 1 is equal to 4 as your series of values. Next one is step value. It is an optional argument only, which is used to generate different interval of values. How the elements has to be incremented, that is what the step value. See here, for that I have to use for x in range function, range, and 1 as my start value, 11 as my end value. Here I have to give. So next one is print x, because x is the variable which will intrude into the range function. Within the range function I have given start value and end value. Start value is 1, end value is 11, but here 11 minus 10, because Python always takes upper limit minus 1, which means n minus 1. So it will take as the end value as 10 only. Here so to do this, yes, control V and control S, range dot py, yes 10, from 1 to 10 as my result, because and I am not giving, see here I am not giving step value here. Suppose if I have given step value 2 here, and my result would be 1 comma 3 comma 5 comma 7 comma 9. This is what my result. Just I'm going to show. F5, yes, 1 comma 3 comma 5 comma 7 comma 9. This is what my result. So next one is creating a list with a series of values. So using range function, you can create a list with a series of values to convert a result of range function into a list. With the help of the range function, you can create a list with a series of values. But to convert the result of range uh, into a list, we need one more function called list. So see here, for that also I'm going to show an example. Okay, and here I can use it. Odd is equal to list. It is the one and the next function to convert the range result into the list. Again I have to open bracket. So next one I have to use range. Within the range I have to give 1 comma 11 comma, no need to give the step value because the default step value is 1. If you want to increment the value by 2, you can give after 11 as 2. So you have to close here. Yes, there is no error. Now I'm going to print my result. Print with ODD, and here my result would be 1 comma 3 comma 5 comma 7 comma 9. Sorry, some technical mistake is here. So ODD is equal to list is the function. It is used to convert the range result into list. So range range, here I want to give 1 is my starting value, 13 is my end value, and here 2 I have to use because I want to retrieve odd elements from the range. So see here, next one, print ODD, yes, 1 comma 3 comma 5 comma 7 comma 9 comma 11. This is what the use of list function while using range. Okay, so next one is another example for your reference. I'm going to give squares, squares is equal to, this is empty list. Within the square I am going to add the elements with the help of append function. So for x in range, for x in range 1 comma 11, next one is s is equal to x double star 2. Already you knew very well what is the use of double star. It is for square, it is for using square. Next one is sorry, a es, square dot append. Within that I have to use yes because the range function, the squares of range function is going to be stored within the s element only. So next one is print squares, control s for saving, control s is for saving my program. So next one is I'm going to give a name for my program. So for that, list 4 dot py, execute your program. Yes, 1 comma 4 comma 9 comma 16 comma 25 comma 36 49 64 81 100. So see here, 1 power 2 is 1. So next one is 2 power 2 is 4, 3 power 2 is 9, 4 square 16, 5 square 25, 6 square 36, 7 square 49, 8 square 64, 9 square 81 and 10 square 100. So next one is list comprehension. So list comprehension, it is nothing but it is the simplest way of creating list of elements that satisfy a certain condition. So here we are going to give a certain condition. With the satisfied condition, it is going to be create a list. That is what known as here list comprehension. So next one, squares squares is equal to, within the list I am going to give a condition. Within the list I am going to give a condition. So for that, x double star 2, that is square, for x in range, RAN range, within the bracket I have to give start value and end value and step value. Step value is optional, so there is no error. I am going to print my list. Here I have to give the list name squares, squares, squares. Yes, same result what I have get there, that is what my same result. So next one is some other important functions of list. Here we are going to see copy, count, index, reverse, sort, max, min, sum. So copy, which is used to taking a copy of the list. So here I am going to give x is equal to squares, squares dot copy. Yes, so next one is I am going to print x, because the copy of the square list, the copy of the square list squares is going to be is already stored in the element x, in the variable x, so that I am going to print x. Yes, it was printed. So next one is count function. The count function returns the number of similar elements present in the not last list. How many similar elements are presented within the list? That is what the use of count. So next one is index, returns the index value of the first reoccurring element. Okay, so reverse, which is used to reversing the list. So see here, I am going to give here squares squares dot reverse, reverse. There is no error. Now I am going to print my list squares, squares squares. Yes, it will print the result from reverse itself. So next one is sort. Sort is important function which could be used to uh, what retrieve the elements as ascending as well as descending order. So here we have to use reverse is equal to true or false, and it has two important arguments. One is uh, reverse, another one is key. Okay, so we can see this example after opening the school. We can see an example for this after opening the school, because it could be teach by direct itself. So next one is max, it returns the maximum value in the list. Next one is minimum, returns the minimum value from the list. Next one is sum. So it returns the sum of the values in the list. The sum function, this is used to adding the numbers from the list, and it will retrieve the uh, total added value of the list. So next one is, I'm going to give print max squares, squares squares. A small mistake I have done here. Yes, 100 is the maximum value. So next one is for printing the minimum value. Print min squares. 1 is the minimum value. So next one is print sum squares, squares. Yes, this is what my added values of 100, 81, 64, 49, 36, 25, 16, 9, 4 and 1. This is what the use of max, min and sum function. So the next topic is tuple. We will see in the next class itself. Thank you. And I hope you can I hope you all understand this topic. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me through Zoom application. Thank you once again.